Alright guys, today's goal, solving polynomial equations by factoring. So this one's already factored, so when it's factored, what you do, set each factor equal to 0 and solve. Okay? Because we add the 4 over. Alright, so let's take a look at ones now where we have to factor. Alright, so first thing you check, does it equal 0? Yes. So then we can factor. So now we ask, 1 times 4 is 4, so multiplies to 4, adds to 4, you get 2 and 2. So x plus 2, x plus 2, but that is x plus 2 squared. Square root both sides, you get x plus 2 equals 0. You don't have to remember the plus or minus because plus or minus 0 is the same. Subtract the 2, x equals negative 2. Let's take a look at another one. So remember, step 1, does it equal 0? No. Now here's the thing, you could subtract that x squared over, but I like to keep x squared positive, so I'm going to bring these over to this side. So I would subtract the x, subtract the 30, so you get x squared minus x minus 30 equals 0. Multiplies to negative 30, adds to negative 1. Well, negative 6, positive 5. A is 1, so it's just x minus 6. X plus 5 equals 0. So you get x equals 6, x equals negative 5. Okay? Let's take a look at another one. Alright, so here we have, it does equal 0, and we have 2x to the third minus 50x. 2 and 50 aren't perfect cubes, so we don't have to worry about factoring that way. So what we're going to do is they have 2 in common and the x, so we're going to factor that out. So factor out 2x, and you get x squared minus 25. Now this one equals 0. But here, this is the difference of two perfect squares. What's the square root of 1? X squared, x. So remember, this is going to be x minus 5, x plus 5 equals 0. Bring down the 2x. So then you get 2x equals 0, x minus 5 equals 0, x plus 5 equals 0. So you get x equals 0 because you divide by 2. Add the 5, subtract the 5. Now if they ask for this notation, remember you just go negative 5, comma 0, comma 5. Okay, let's take a look at another one. Alright, does it equal 0? No. So bring these over because I want to keep the largest exponent positive. So we're going to have r to the fourth minus 2r to the third minus 15r squared equals 0. Well, I can bring out r squared, and then you get r squared minus 2r minus 15 equals 0. Now I'm just focusing on what's in the parentheses. Multiplies negative 15, adds negative 2 because a is 1, so you're going to get r minus 5, r plus 3. So now we get r squared equals 0, r minus 5 equals 0, r plus 3 equals 0. So r equals negative 3, r equals 5, r equals 0 because square root, there's no plus or minus for 0. Alright, let's take a look at some more. Alright, now these ones we have some work to do. So what we're going to need to do is multiply this out, then get it equal to 0. So distribute the 3, you get 3x squared plus 3x equals, multiply this over, 2x squared plus 2x, so I go plus 2x plus 3x, so I get 5x plus 3. Subtract these over. Why am I doing that over here? Because if you look, you have 3x squared here and 2x squared here. So if I subtract 2, it's going to keep it positive. If I was to subtract 3, it would make it negative. Okay? So subtract the 2x squared, subtract the 5x, and subtract the 3. So you get x squared minus 2x minus 3 equals 0. What multiplies negative 3 adds negative 2 because a is 1. X minus 3, x plus 1. So x minus 3 equals 0, x plus 1 equals 0, x equals 3, x equals negative 1. Alright, let's go on. So again, here's another one, x to the third, but then this one's x squared, this one's x. It's 1x to the third, so we can't factor out any numbers to make things smaller, but we can draw out an x. So when we draw out the x, that's what we're left with. Alright, so we have to now say what multiplies 84 adds to negative 19. Well, it's going to be negative 12, negative 7. So you get x equals 0, x equals 12, x equals 7. Let's take a look at some more examples. Everybody's favorite here, word problems. It says the length of a standard jewel case is 2 centimeters more than the width. The area of the rectangular top case is 168 centimeters squared. So it says find the length and the width of the case. So some important things here. The length of the standard jewel case is 2 centimeters more than the width. So the width is just W, but the length is W plus 2. And you have W times W plus 2 equals the 168. So you get W squared plus 2W equals 168. Now remember, we got to get equal to 0. So subtract the 168. So you get W squared plus 2W minus 168 equals 0. So now we have to figure out what multiplies to negative 168 and adds to 2. And we get positive 14, negative 12. We get rid of the 14 and you get the width is 12 centimeters. So that means the length is 14 centimeters. So don't forget to label 12 centimeters, 14 centimeters. Let's take a look at another. Just to warn you guys, this is often a problem that I've seen on exams and final exams, ones like this, so pay attention. The product of the first and third of the 3 consecutive integers is 3 more than 3 times the second integer. Okay? The product of the first and third 3 consecutive integers. So that means x, x plus 1, x plus 2. So you have x times x plus 2, because the product of the first and the third, so the product of the first and the third is, it says 3 more than 3 times the second, so you do 3 times the second plus 3. So you have x squared plus 2x equals 3x plus 6, because 3 times 1 is 3 plus 3 is 6. Subtract them over, you get x squared minus x minus 6 equals 0. So x minus 3, x plus 2 equals 0, so we get x equals 3, x equals negative 2. Those are both integers. So we have 2 different options here. We have 3, 4, and 5, negative 2, negative 1, and 0. Okay? So we have 2 different things that can go in these. So you have 3 and negative 2, and then you have 4 and negative 1, and then you have 5 and 0. So there we go. Let's take a look at another one. Alright, it says the longer leg of a right triangle is 1 meter longer than the shorter leg. The hypotenuse is 1 meter shorter than twice the shorter leg. So find the length of the shorter leg of the triangle. Okay, so it says the longer leg of a right triangle is 1 meter longer than the shorter leg. So the shorter leg is just x. 1 meter longer is x plus 1. But then it says the hypotenuse is 1 meter shorter than twice the shorter leg. So twice the shorter leg minus 1. You got to remember, right triangles, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So x squared plus x plus 1 squared equals 2x minus 1 squared. Now don't just square each. Remember, x plus 1 squared is x plus 1 times x plus 1. And 2x minus 1 squared is 2x minus 1 times 2x minus 1. So then we get x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 4x squared minus 4x plus 1. Combine like terms. Get it equal to 0. So you get 0 equals 2x squared minus 6x. Factor out the 2x. You get 2x equals 0, but we can't use that because you can't have a side length of 0. And x minus 3 equals 0, so x equals 3. And they just wanted the shorter leg, and that's what we got, so it's 3 meters. Don't forget the label. Alright, one more. It says an object falls from the roof of a building 80 feet above the ground toward a balcony 16 feet above the ground. The object's height, h in feet, relative to the ground after t seconds is modeled by the equation h equals negative 16 t squared plus 80. How long does it take the object to reach the balcony? Okay, so the height we're looking for is 16. T is time, so you have 16 equals negative 16 t squared plus 80. Subtract the 16. You get negative 16 t squared plus 64. So now I got to solve for t. Subtract the 64. Divide by the negative 1. So you get 16 t squared equals 64. Divide by 16. T squared equals 4 square root. T equals plus or minus 2, but you're not going to have negative time, so t equals 2 seconds. So there we go, guys. I guarantee you're going to see one of these word problems on a test, so make sure you watch these.